As excitement builds for the release of The Witcher 4, fans are buzzing with hopes and expectations. However, amidst the anticipation, there are certain elements we hope the developers will avoid. Whether it's gameplay mechanics that didn't quite hit the mark in the previous games, plot points that felt off, or technical issues that could spoil the immersive experience, there are a few things we definitely don't want to see in the next installment of this beloved series. Before I start, I would appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe to my channel so that I can reach 1000 subscribers sooner. No one wants to encounter excessive bugs and glitches in The Witcher 4 because they can significantly disrupt the gaming experience. Imagine getting deeply engrossed in a thrilling quest, only to have your character suddenly fall through the ground or a critical item disappear from your inventory. These technical issues break the immersion, making it hard to stay invested in the story and the world. Instead of enjoying a seamless adventure, players find themselves frustrated and distracted, dealing with problems that pull them out of the game's fantasy. Additionally, a game riddled with bugs and glitches can damage the reputation of the developers. Players expect a polished and professional product, especially from a well-known franchise like The Witcher. If the game is released in a poor state, it can lead to negative reviews and a loss of trust among the fanbase. This not only affects sales but also impacts the long-term success of the series and the company. In short, a smooth and bug-free game ensures a more enjoyable experience for players and maintains the developer's credibility and success in the industry. We likely won't see Ciri as the sole protagonist in The Witcher 4 because the series has traditionally centered around Geralt of Rivia, whose established character and unique perspective have defined the franchise. Fans have come to expect this blend of greedy wisdom, monster hunting expertise, and moral complexity. Shifting entirely to Ciri might disrupt this continuity and risk alienating those who have grown attached to Geralt's story. Additionally, Geralt's role as the seasoned witcher navigating a morally ambiguous world has become a hallmark of the series, providing a specific narrative and gameplay experience that might be challenging to replicate with a different protagonist. Moreover, Ciri's abilities and storyline offer a different dynamic compared to Geralt. While Ciri is a powerful and compelling character with her own unique powers and background, her narrative focus has traditionally been about growth, discovery, and escaping from various threats. Making her the sole protagonist might limit the depth and variety of the storytelling possibilities that arise from Geralt's more established and versatile role as a monster hunter and reluctant hero. The developers may prefer to keep Geralt as the central figure while incorporating Ciri in a significant yet balanced way to preserve the series' core identity and appeal. A customizable protagonist in The Witcher 4 might dilute the rich storytelling and character depth that the series is known for. Geralt of Rivia comes with a unique personality, backstory, and set of relationships that are integral to the plot. His distinct identity allows for a more cohesive and immersive narrative where the player's choices and actions feel meaningful within the context of Geralt's established character. Introducing a customizable protagonist could risk losing this narrative depth, making the story feel less personal and the character interactions less impactful. Additionally, a fixed protagonist like Geralt allows the developers to craft a more focused and detailed game world. The lore, side quests, and main storyline can be intricately designed around Geralt's skills, history, and moral code. A customizable character would require the game to account for numerous different backgrounds and personalities, potentially leading to a more generic and less polished experience. The Witcher series' charm lies in its ability to weave a tight character driven story, and maintaining a non customizable protagonist ensures that the game retains its strong, narrative focused gameplay. In The Witcher 4, players don't want to see overly complicated inventory management because it disrupts the flow of the game and detracts from the immersive experience. When players have to spend excessive time sorting through items, managing weight limits, and organizing their inventory, it pulls them out of the story and action. The Witcher series is celebrated for its rich narratives, deep character development, and expansive world. A cumbersome inventory system can become a tedious chore that feels more like busy work than an integral part of the adventure. Players will prefer not to encounter a generic open world design because it tends to make the game feel monotonous and uninspired. Generic open world games often feature repetitive landscapes, similar looking towns, and a plethora of fetch quests that don't add meaningful value to the story. This can detract from the unique immersive experience that fans have come to love in the Witcher series. Players expect rich, meticulously crafted environments that reflect the lore and depth of the world, offering distinct and memorable locations rather than a vast but bland map. Moreover, the Witcher series is known for its compelling narrative and complex characters, elements that can be diluted by a generic open world approach. When the world design lacks uniqueness, it can hinder the storytelling, making side quests and main missions feel disconnected and less engaging. Fans of the series want a world that feels alive and dynamic, with each area having its own history and secrets to uncover, rather than a cookie cutter world that fails to capture the magic and intrigue of the Witcher's universe. In short, avoiding a generic open world design will help maintain the high standards and immersive experience that players expect from the Witcher series. Unbalanced combat mechanics in the game like The Witcher 4 can seriously distract from the overall experience, making it less enjoyable for players. Where certain abilities, weapons, or characters are significantly stronger or weaker than others, it can lead to frustration. Players might find themselves relying on a limited set of tactics or tools because they are far more effective, which reduces the variety and excitement that a balanced system offers. It also creates an unfair playing field where some players might have an easier or more difficult time progressing, not because of a skill or a strategy, but due to the game's imbalance. Moreover, unbalanced combat can disrupt the narrative and immersion that the Witcher series is known for. In a world rich with lore and deep storytelling, it's important that gameplay supports and enhances this experience. If combat mechanics are skewed, it can pull players out of the story as they grapple with the frustration of poorly balanced encounters. A well balanced combat system, on the other hand, ensures that all players, regardless of their playstyle, can enjoy the game to its fullest and remain fully immersed in the captivating world of The Witcher.